the GSL up and downs. We have the Protoss player to the top right. He starts for Team Startail. This is
Startail Avenge.
Startail Avenge, 1-1 score. He won against Alive, but he lost his first game against Boom Boom. Everyone lost against Boom Boom so far. The second Zerg in the group is starting at the bottom left of Daybreak. This is for KT Rolster.
KT Crazy.
KT Crazy with a loss against Noblesse, but a win over Labyrinth. Yeah?
Now, what sort of abilities are we going to see from Avenge this time? Are we going to see Stargate? What's he going to show us?
I feel from Crazy, from Avenge, personally, I think it's going to be a Stargate play. I don't think that he's confident enough to go into a really big 2-base timing. I feel he's more trying to open with the Phoenixes, having a look at how much damage he can actually deal to his opponent, and then following it up from there on. If he's really successful with the Phoenixes, maybe go for a 2-base follow-up, but I think it's much more likely that he's going to attempt taking a 3rd base.
Seems to make sense. That's what we've been seeing from most people in this matchup right now towards the end of Wings of Liberty. It's a comfortable play where you do a certain amount of damage and then go into the 3rd.
And probably from Crazy also a very reactive play, trying to just get his 3rd base up, playing a normal style here on Daybreak, and then see what the tech transition for Avenge is going to be. If Avenge is going to go into Robo, if he's going into 3rd base, 2-base timing, I feel Crazy is going to play a very reactionary style. In general in this matchup, and on this map in particular, for a Zerg player to be the one who puts on the aggression, you would have to start with an early pool.
Or Leenock.
Or Leenock.
But
Leenock
otherwise,
is both.
Exactly. Well, here's the gate coming up for Avenge. And, you know, this map is a map where the 3rd base is easily accessible with any type of build. You could go for the robotics first. What are you chuckling about?
I just realized that the Korean pronunciation of Avenger sounds the same like Oranger. Like they pronounce orange.
That's pretty close.
It's actually nearly the same.
Yeah, when you have NGE, it's usually how it's going to end for you.
Yeah. It's more than that. It's not only the ending. You know how Koreans pronounce that. Oh! That Zergling is going places. Main bases especially.
Yeah. Oh, the places you'll go. Oh! Get out of there, Zergling. You want to get turned into a Vespene geyser, or get turned into a Vespene gas pile of Vespene? I don't know. Like, I lost this one, man. I was going to try to do something with the fact that the probe with the Vespene gas is attacking him. He doesn't want to get trapped inside of that Vespene gas cube that the probes have.
That would actually be funny if you could do that. We have like miniature Zerglings in this cube. Can you have a miniature Ultralisk? I want to have a miniature Ultralisk. Maybe as a keychain thingy.
I don't see why the probes can't just throw 4 gas away, explode the gas on the Zergling like a Baneling. Maybe it costs a little bit more gas than that.
Probably because probes are pretty dumb.
They can't think for themselves, that's for
sure.
Yeah.
Someone else has to make decisions for them.
And they can only, what, do 12 waypoints and then they're too confused?
Yeah, think about that. What does that say about your IQ?
Yeah, not a lot of programming going into those. Protoss, very smart, a lot of warping technology. When it comes to AI programming, it could be better.
I actually think that it's a conscious decision. While we have the robotics tech now, I try to think a little bit more about it.
Look at the Reaver, man.
Yeah, but you think, you know, the thing is like, if you have the ability as a race to actually go very high tech, do you really want to have like the smartest AI possible? What happens if the AI suddenly takes control because it assumes that you are the one who's not smart enough? The AI evolves. There's so many books written. I'm actually reading a lot of fantasy books these days.
All right, Will Smith over here.
Yeah.
Mr. iRobot, like...
You know it, man. If the AI is suddenly smarter than you, then you are in trouble, and that's why the Protoss, on purpose, keep them as dumb as possible, just smart enough to accomplish the task.
Robo is producing an Immortal. It's scouted. The Immortal, of course, is not scouted, but we may see an Immortal push. We haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah, and the timings work out. The timing for the attack upgrade has been a little bit later because he started the robotics early, and now with the immortal push he could actually go into the push. I didn't think that he would go for a 2-base timing. That's going to be really interesting. The problem for him really is that it's scouted.
Yeah, and the Overlord survived on its pedestal, so he could come in for a second pass and check to see if it's an immortal or an observer. He's not doing so right now, but all he needs to do is see the immortals and then he's going to be fine. A bunch of links being made right now for Crazy because he knows the possibility is certainly there. And if it's just a third, he could also just use the links to cancel the third.
Yeah, run bias, that's something that you always want to set up. You can cancel the third base if it's there, at least pressure it. And with 6 gateways being built for Avenge now, the chance of this being an expansion is like very, let's say very slim.
I have to say Avenge, his base layout is it's got like this feng shui element to it with how he puts those gates. They're all in a row.
Oh, an interesting. That is actually really interesting.
Spire.
He's going to Spire instead of the Infestation Pit, which we usually see to stop an Immortal push if you go for the tech counter.
He sees this pylon, and that may make him think it's going to be an expansion build with Immortals, which the Spire is really good against. Using the Spire to defend against Immortal pushes actually does work sometimes, because you have an overwhelming amount of mutas, and you need the Spines. That's exactly what he starts now. There they come. It's
not bad. It's something that ST has used at the beginning, and a lot of Protoss players, when the Immortal push just emerged, said that this was the best counter against it. Then the Infestors kind of came into play, and with 2 good fungals against the sentries, you can take them out, and then there's not a lot of defense for the rest of the army. But still, Mutalisks work if you have, as you said, the Spine Crawlers, and if you can go in and just snipe the anti-air units. You can really see now on screen that there are not a lot of Stalkers at this point. The Stalkers come into play a little bit later.
Yeah. War Prism is coming through here. These Spines are just barely not ready. I think they will finish in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think that's too much. He's going to try it, though.
He's going to try, and here come the rest of the Zerglings trying to flank. He's buying himself a lot of time here. The Mutalisks are being built, and there are already 9 of them. 10 are now being built. Here come those Stalkers that I talked about earlier, but he also used a lot of Zealots.
The Force Field's not enough to trap all the Lings out. Only a few get trapped out. And if you want to fight against Lings with Force Fields on your back, you better not be being poked by Spine Crawlers at the same time.
If the warp in is now Zealots and those Mutalisks pop, they will take down everything. He has to take down the Warp Prism first. If he takes down the Warp Prism right now, there's no chance for
4 Stalkers, and that's not enough.
He's actually not going for the Warp Prism. This allows Avenge to warp in additional Stalkers, but it's already too late.
Too late.
The warp in is in cooldown, exactly.
The Immortal's doing a lot of damage to the Spines, but killing Spine Crawlers doesn't win games.
Yeah, he needs to take down those Immortals before they do damage to the tech, and they try to take down the Spire. They might be able to pull that off, not quite.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Spire is safe, the Queens are dying, but the rest of the Mutalisks just clean up house, take down the Zealots. Now we can kill the Warp Prism, and we have a 2-base Protoss player against a 3-base Zerg, and the Zerg player has an increasing amount of Mutalisk against a player who doesn't even have a Templar Archive.
7 Stalkers only, and they're in the wrong place. He has 3 cannons up here, but the Mutas can fly. And that's the problem. That's the thing about Mutas, man. They fly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, most people don't realize this, but if you make a wall with cannons, Mutas are just going to fly over that.
Oh, wow.
That Warp Prism has got no chance.
That Warp Prism spawned at the wrong location at the wrong time. This attack is going to be a little bit annoying, though. This could actually do a lot of damage. There's not a lot of units to defend against this. The Zerglings could actually be just trapped with a good force field on the ramp.
Yeah. I can't believe he's throwing Stalkers away, though, to the Mutas. He's giving them there for free. He needs to fight with the cannons.
He's losing quite a lot of the Stalkers at main base, but this attack is still going strong. More and more Zerglings are being produced. The problem really is that he can't hold his own bases. There are too many Mutalisks. They take down the rest of the Stalkers and now work at the probes.
And the Stalkers at the base of Crazy are nearly cleaned up now. With the next wave of Lings, it's going to be the end of them.
Yeah, there are 30 of them. 30 additional Zerglings being built, and this doesn't look good for Avenge at all. He drops down to 23 Harvesters, and those 2 Stalkers, what can they actually do against such an amount of Mutalisks?
Yeah, well, they can die.
Yeah, that is true.
And GG.
Crazy takes it. Well done by Crazy. Which also means that, yeah, that Alive is still in the run.
Yes. Still possible.
Still possible for him to get a good spot. Crazy is now on 2-1. Avenge is on 1-2.
It's also still possible for Avenge. He's not out of this yet, but he now is going to find himself, like Alive, having a tough time.
Yeah. And the next game that we are going to witness now is going to be a Terran versus Terran. Labyrinth is up against Noblesse. Noblesse is on 2-0. Labyrinth did not win a single game so far just yet. He's on 0-2, and he needs to win now.
He does.
If Labyrinth loses the next game, he's out. He's still in the run for third place, but he will not be able to get into Cortez right away today.
Something else to think about with this upcoming match is that Labyrinth is not... He's looking a little bit weaker in the group, whereas Noblesse is on fire. The way he dismantled Alive in the very first match.
Yeah,
that's just something to think about going into this, because TVT is not something that Noblesse takes lightly.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We saw that earlier. What you also have to keep in mind, if you are wondering about what we were just talking about, there is the chance of us having a wildcard group. It's not confirmed or anything. There have a few decisions have to be made and a few questions have to be answered. But there is the option of us having a wildcard group, which would mean that the third place finisher in each group has another shot to go to Cortez. But so far, this has not been confirmed. This will be confirmed within the next few days. For now, it means that we will play all the matches up to a point where not only the first two spots are being determined, the two players that go to Cortez, but also the one that takes third place. So this might be another chance for the players that are not able to get first or second place.
Yeah. Noblesse is looking extremely potent in this group. He is unscratchable, it seems. And Labyrinth, on the other hand, looks a little bit weaker. His last game he saw from him on Neoplanet S, where he played Mech on a tough map for Mech, he just doesn't look like a contender to get out of this group.
The name of the chipmunk, by the way, we apologize, is not Theodore, that's the fat chipmunk. The name of the glasses chipmunk is actually Simon.
But I like Theodore better for him.
I can get behind MVP Simon too. Simon says, you know?
Simon says.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, let's go into this match. Noblesse up against Labyrinth, Terran versus Terran. Bell-Shear Vestige here at the GSL. Up and down, Castle Fight.
Can you blow his cheeks just once?